If elections were to be held in this country today, Raila Odinga will emerge the winner by garnering 39% of the votes. William Samoei Arap Ruto, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, will emerge number 2 with 35%. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will come a distant 3rd with the 2%. And the number of undecided would be 14%. That's according to the latest opinion poll by TIFA. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want us to do a critical analysis of this latest opinion poll. Because this opinion poll is coming just days after William Ruto had named Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate, and Raila Odinga also had named Martha Karua as his running mate for the upcoming general election. It is also important to note that this is the first time Raila Odinga is leading in TIFA opinion polls. All along in TIFA, William Ruto has always been ahead. In November last year, Raila Odinga was actually at 23%. The latest opinion poll, compared to the one they released previously, Raila Odinga's figures actually increased by 7%. Probably can be attributed to the fact that Martha Karua, the nomination of Martha Karua attracted more people to Raila Odinga's side. And it's also the first time William Ruto is coming second in TIFA opinion polls. And just, was it last week, we saw the Daily Nation releasing their opinion polls. And in that opinion polls, Raila Odinga and William Ruto were actually at 42% each. It will be interesting to watch their opinion poll after the naming of the running mates. And because politics, there are no coincidences, I want us to try and figure out what these opinion polls is supposed to achieve. Because personally, let me just make it on record. Opinion polls are good when they are credible. But opinion polls are also bad when they are not credible. But opinion polls, whether credible or not, are normally used to achieve specific political objectives. The mere fact that Raila Odinga is leading in TIFA for the first time is significant. So before we get into all these details, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click that subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us be a bit brief. We've done so much today, and I want to thank you guys for those who are subscribing, and just also to remind those who've been receiving the notification and watching the videos but are not yet subscribed. I know you are so many, so please just remember before proceeding to click that subscribe button. That's the best way you can support the channel. Now, what do you think was the objective of this opinion poll? Because previously, you know, we have the TIFA opinion polls, we have the info track. UDA supporters have always embraced these TIFA opinion polls, because these TIFA opinion polls has always rated Raila Odinga low. And then there's always the info track, the one they normally accuse of being owned by Ambitho, whom they accuse of being Raila Odinga's relative, has always projected Raila Odinga as leading in most cases. But again, it was only for the first time when Raila Odinga's figure was shot up. I think it was 1 or 2 months ago. But TIFA is interesting because all along William Ruto has been leading. So what do you think was the objective of that opinion poll? Number one, I tend to think that this opinion poll is actually intended to shape the opinion of Kenyans. Because it's coming at a time, just a few days after Raila had named Martha Karua, Ruto had named Rigathi Gachagua. And how is it supposed to shape the opinion of the voters? It's simple. It's supposed to shape the opinion of voters that Martha Karua, the choice of Martha Karua as Raila Odinga's running mate, is actually better or good for Raila Odinga compared to the choice of Rigathi Gachagua for Ruto. Basically, it's supposed to convince Kenyans that Martha Karua is a better running mate compared to Raila Odinga. And because of that, many people are now trooping to Azimio, especially those who were previously undecided. A typical case is this lady here.
Majina naitwa Ms Karua, nimesaliwa kutoka Meru. Actually, I've been working here tangu nikiwa msichana wa 32 years. I've grown here with the politics of Nyeri, and during the Gachagua time, actually we survived a lot. And sababu sisi wa Nyeri mnyamaza, si wengi wa Kenya wanajua ile unasafa. Hapana, sisi wa Nyeri ndio tunajua. Lakini na when I grew up, I met Raila people talking about Raila negative. I also joined you, and I did know why we hate Raila. For today, sababu ametuonyesha kitu moja, akachagua mama. Tumefurahia sana. Tulikuwa tunatarajia huyo mwingine Ruto atachagua Kindiki, na kwa vile alimwangusha kama malenge akapasuka huko chini, hata itaenda hivi. Naona yeye vile anaitwa mwizi, pengine ni mwizi ndio amechagua mwingine kama yeye.
Number two, I also tend to think that this opinion poll is actually designed to persuade the undecided voters to join the Azimio movement. And the target is specifically the mountain. You see, if you are undecided, and opinion polls is constantly showing that Raila Odinga is losing, and you are undecided, can you join Raila Odinga? You can't. But if you are undecided, you don't know whether to support Raila Odinga or Ruto, and then you see Raila Odinga appoint Martha Karua, a woman, and the excitement around it, and then an opinion poll is released, and that opinion poll shows Raila Odinga surging and heading and leading. Where would you go? You definitely go to where Raila Odinga is leading. And that's basically, in my view, is what this opinion poll was supposed to achieve. To persuade those Kenyans, especially the people in the larger Mount Kenya region, who are not yet decided. Because the truth of the matter is that William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta enjoyed massive support in the mountain. That's a fact. In the last election, Raila Odinga got 88,000 votes in the entire Mount Kenya region. Uhuru and Ruto got 4.1 million. That's according to IBC figures. So when there was a fallout between Ruto and Uhuru, Ruto went to the ground and captured the ground. So when Uhuru Kenyatta, because most people by that time believed that Uhuru was playing Raila. So when it became apparent and clear that Raila Odinga was actually Uhuru Kenyatta's candidate, then there are people who now started thinking otherwise, that, okay, let us wait and see. So they pulled out from UDA, let us wait and see. So they've been waiting. And then Raila Odinga appoints Martha Karua, or names Martha Karua as the running mate. Then these guys now are the people who are now making the decision. They are now shifting from the undecided to join the decided team, which is Raila Odinga. In my view, that is what this opinion poll is supposed to achieve. You would argue that it's also helping Ruto. At this point, the only opinion poll which can help Ruto is the one which is showing him ahead, showing Raila Odinga losing. You would say that maybe those at TIFA want William Ruto supporters to do more. But I don't think so. Number three, I also tend to think that this would have been number one, by the way. And let me put it at number three. I think the opinion poll and other opinion polls which are going to come after today are meant to prepare William Ruto supporters psychologically to start accepting the possibility of Raila Odinga becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Previously, most of William Ruto supporters never believed that Raila Odinga can actually defeat Ruto. When Ruto ventured into Mount Kenya, he ventured into the coastal region and he was campaigning alone. There was no opponent. There was no opponent. He was always ahead. At some point, Raila Odinga, I think, was at 16%. So these guys believed that there was nothing which was going to stop Ruto from becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Now, opinion polls started coming, yeah? So when Raila Odinga declared his bid, I think that was the first time an opinion poll showed Raila Odinga up there. Then Ruto still nyuma yake hapo. Then now the more credible opinion poll by the Daily Nation showed Raila Odinga and Ruto tying. Now TIFA opinion poll is coming and saying Raila Odinga is now ahead. So two opinion polls have shown Raila Odinga ahead, another opinion poll, these two gentlemen tying. So which means William Ruto supporters who believe that there was no way Ruto was going to lose this election are being prepared psychologically. So that as they go to the poll, as we move, it's all now, I think, 80 days to the elections, at the back of their mind, they've started processing the idea that indeed Ruto might not be the president. Number four, I also tend to think that there's a silent message about the contribution of Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula to Kenya Kwanza. What is their contribution? If Ruto was defeating Raila Odinga before they joined, now they joined, what is their contribution to the numbers? And that's something which is being sent to William Ruto and to Kenya Kwanza supporters. That probably the contribution of Mudavadi and Weta in terms of numbers could actually be null and void. So the target which they were given, the 70% target which they were given, whether they are going to achieve. Remember, this opinion poll is also coming at a time after people like Amason Kingi, people like Alfred Mutua had joined the DP. So what is their contribution in numbers? If they can't help Ruto increase the figures. That's a message. And lastly, I also tend to think that the other purpose of this opinion poll is actually to help Martha Karua and Raila Odinga maintain the momentum. Because the moment Raila Odinga started campaigning, I think the day Raila Uhuru Kenyatta officially endorsed him, he was doing so well. Then at some point he went to the US and his figures came down. Then he nominated Martha Karua. The momentum is there. You can see from the reaction online. You can also see from the reaction in the mountain. So that momentum, how do they sustain it? They can sustain it with the help of opinion polls. So these opinion polls will show Raila, Karua leading. And when they go outside there, now they'll be more energized. They'll attract more undecided voters to their side. I don't know what you think. That's my take. I could be wrong, but we are hardly wrong. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.